Rex Ryan.
And by the way, the defense
this is
is
Rex
good.
Ryan's 8th season as a head coach.
Yes.
He's made the playoffs twice.
4 playoffs.
That's average. No, he's made the playoffs twice.
And he just blanked.
He's made the
He just blanked New England at New England. Last week we were asking, are they going to go undefeated?
Timeout with their third-string quarterback who was banged up. So, yes, he did go in and get a win in Foxborough, but we can't give the guy too much credit.
What they do the week before that? The second and third-string quarterback were good enough that we were asking... Yeah. We were asking the country, are they going to go undefeated? A lot of people thought they would.
8th year, 2 playoff appearances.
But still, at the end of the day,
that's your definition of average. I appreciate that. Can I work for you? Can I work for you? I mean, that's your definition of average. Can I work for you? 2 playoff appearances and entering his 8th year. Come on.
4 playoff wins in 8
Stop it. I will not apologize.
Can we move on, gentlemen?
And a 500 record.
Can we all breathe together right now, a sigh of relief? Deflategate. It's finally over. After 624 days, and Tom Brady will make his anticipated return this upcoming week to face the Browns in Cleveland. Good luck for those Browns. What can we expect from Brady moving forward?
I got to admit this. We all know I'm a diehard Steelers fan. And we'll talk about them a little bit later. I'm scared as hell of Brady right now. I mean, this dude is on another level to begin with. But what I think he's going to do right now, as if this dude, who is clearly an ultra competitor, who is a 4-time Super Bowl champion, okay, who's been to 6 Super Bowls, as if he needed additional motivation. Could you imagine if the New England Patriots ended up going to the Super Bowl and winning it, and Roger Goodell had to give the Lombardi Trophy to the New England Patriots? I think the New England Patriots as an organization are the type of organization that would make sure, you know how the coach and the owner is there? I think they'd move aside just so Tom Brady could stand there, and Goodell had to give him the Lombardi Trophy. I mean, this is the kind of motivation that can really, really spark a dude. And Brady's one of those dudes who does not need it. And so for me, I found myself thinking the end of the Deflategate, and the first words out of my mouth was, uh-oh, it's a different day now. I mean, he's going to walk through the door one Patriot way, I believe, this morning. And it's going to be a scary sight to see because he has the assassin's mentality. He has that killer, that dog in him. And it's going to be a problem for a lot of teams, if not every team in the NFL. It wouldn't surprise me at all, even after missing 4 games, if Tom Brady threw for 4,000 yards over the next 12 games. I'm telling you, it wouldn't surprise me. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it wouldn't surprise me if he threw for 4,000 yards over the next 12 games and the Patriots went 11-1. 11-1 over the next 12 games.
Without him.
Huh?
They went 3-1 without him.
We have a reason to be scared. All of us.
Especially if Gronk is healthy. I think Gronkowski is you look at Tom Brady and what he can do with Gronk on the field. You know, you take Gronk out and they're just a good team and they make the playoffs and maybe you win a playoff game. You put Gronk on the team, they're instant Super Bowl contenders. I mean, Gronk makes Brady a lot better because Brady doesn't have to be perfect. Gronk catches everything. He's essentially always open. So Brady, who can be perfect, doesn't have to be perfect. Here's the thing. I told you before the season started, Tom Brady was going to fall off a cliff some point in the next 18 months. It's down about 15 or 16 months. That's exactly what's going to happen. Now, I don't think it's going to be in the first half of this season. It could be in the second half of the season, or it could be sometime before the middle of next year, but it will certainly, absolutely, take it to the bank, happen. He will fall off a cliff. Like every player who ever lived, who played quarterback at his age.
How about Tom Brady?
Tom Brady will fall off a cliff, and it might be this year. Well, here's the interesting thing. Here's the interesting thing.
Oh, my goodness. Go ahead.
The reason it's a cliff, and I describe it as a cliff, you know, like Roadrunner, me, with a little cloud of dust. The reason I describe it that way is because it's not a gradual decline. There are no signs of it. In fact, Brian Burke of Advanced Football Analytics did a study a couple of years ago. And, well, I mean, do you want to know, like, the thing about stats, I love it when people are like, oh, you're looking at the stats. You mean records of events? Yes, it's good to look at records of what actually happened. And what happened, what he found, was that quarterbacks of advanced years, who spent a long time in the league, 10-plus years, show virtually no sign of age-related decline until one day they just can't play anymore. So it's not like, oh, they're getting a little worse, little worse, little worse. You can see it coming. It's they're cruising along at a very high altitude, and then all of a sudden, and that's going to happen to Tom Brady, just like it happens to everyone else and has happened to everyone else who has ever lived. He did have the 4 weeks off. That should help him. He does have Gronk. That should help him. He will be motivated. And even though he's always motivated, a little extra adrenaline at the right times, that should help him. It could sustain him maybe even through this season, although maybe not. But the Patriots have got to start preparing, and I think they have, for life without Tom Brady because it's coming way sooner than you expect. I do think he'll be good when he first gets back.
Once again,
so we better enjoy him now.
Once again, what you're saying is sacrilegious. It's blasphemous, okay?
Factual.
Because, you know, how is it factual? How is it? How is it factual?
Better enjoy the show because it's coming to an end.
It's not factual when it comes to Tom Brady because it has not happened. There's nothing definitive that you have seen from Tom Brady to justify the nonsense come out of your mouth.
You're not going to see it coming. It's a cliff.
Listen. Well, again, until it happens, it's not a fact.
I see.
Okay? And it's Tom Brady.
Not Brett Favre,
there are
Johnny
exceptions.
Unitas,
There are
Peyton
exceptions.
Manning,
There are exceptions to the rule.
John
Did
Elway,
you see how
Dan
Brett
Marino.
Favre got carried off the field in that NFC Championship game against New Orleans? Okay, that hasn't happened to Tom Brady. He's never been beaten up like that. It's not like Brett Favre just sat up there and said woke up one day and there was a little extra dust collected on his birth certificate. No, there was immense punishment that he absorbed that contributed to his demise, falling off that cliff like the Roadrunner. Okay,
Steve Young.
Excuse me. Football back then,
Dan
the
Marino.
quarterbacks weren't nearly as protected as they are
Peyton
today.
Manning.
Well, you're giving me incidences. I'm giving you facts myself, right?
So that's I'm just saying everyone who
Let me
ever
ask you a
lived.
question.
Every person who ever lived.
Have the rules changed?
A little bit, yeah, as a matter of fact.
Is the quarterback more protected now than
They
ever
are.
before?
Yes, they are.
Okay, then. So my point to you is all those names that you gave me was during a time when football, as it pertains to the quarterback and what he had to absorb, is significantly harder than it is now.
Well, Peyton Manning, who threw 50 touchdowns, 55 touchdown passes, and was going to throw more the next year before he got hurt.
I recall 4 neck surgeries. I recall him talking about how the hand was numb and how that was a challenge.
Brady hasn't taken any hits in his career, right?
Well, he's taken some, but come on now.
That's never going to show up.
Compared to old school?
Your argument is,
compared to old school?
What I'm saying is I've already established that or at least the Burke, I pointed to a study that said that quarterbacks with 10-plus years of experience show, good, write it down.
Because
it's important.
Where's my pen?
They show
I need to write that guy up. The analytics. What's his name again?
Brian Burke, Advanced Football Analytics.
Brian Burke.
This is 2014 study.
It's your homework tonight.
That's R-Y-A-N, correct? I'm sorry, is that
No, I don't
Burke?
think so.
Was that with an E? Is that with an E or just a B-U-R-K? What's the name?
The point is, unless
what is that?
If you accept the idea, if you believe him, if you take him at his word, and when you think about it, it seems to be correct, that quarterbacks with 10-plus years of experience show virtually no age-related decline and then suddenly fall off the cliff, then what you're saying about Tom Brady is irrelevant. My point is he's not going to show you that decline. That's the point.
Okay.
Peyton Manning didn't show it either, even after the neck surgery.
Purposes, because at the beginning of the year, you said within 18 months.
Yes.
Did I just hear you correctly when you said it may be this season?
It could, yeah, because that's within 18 months.
He said the second half of the season.
Yeah, probably.
So it could.
It could happen next week. It could happen by the middle of next year.
So 1 minute. So 1 minute we got. So a few weeks ago.
I'm giving you a time.
I'm sorry. So a few weeks ago we had 18 months.
Yeah.
All right, and then after that,
it's down about 15 or 16.
Then after that, about 15, 16. You said that last week, and then now it's within the second half of this season.
Within.
And then with the last minute, it's within the last week. I mean, it could be the next week. Which one is it, Max Kellerman?
What do you not understand about within?
I'm just saying. I can't. I don't understand.
The rest of the season or next season.
Within this argument, I will win a lot of points.
Okay.
The point could be just now. It could be a point from now. But within our argument, I'm going to win a lot of points.
I got you. I see what you're saying. So it could be the next game, Molly. This is just a clarification because I mean you're the one that keeps us aligned. Okay. Here's the deal. So according to Max, I just want to make sure I heard him correct. I'm asking you, Molly. So he's saying
second half of this season.
Hold on. But he just said it could happen next week.
It could be.
Or it could be next week. It could be next week.
Sure.
So Tom Brady could come back after chilling in Italy. Chilling out with Giselle. Going to Michigan.
Rested, a lot of time to prepare for the Browns defense.
Wait a minute. So it's going to be within a week. Or it's going to be the second half of the season. Or it's going to be within 18 months, which is now 15 to 16 months.
Answer this question.
Sure.
Is Tom Brady immune to the effects of aging?
No.
Or will he eventually get old?
You could.
He will eventually.
Okay, so since there will not be telltale signs of age, according to the advanced analytics, according to people who've looked at it, they say, well, you're not going to know, and you acknowledge that he is not immune to the effects of time, then you must acknowledge that he will fall off the cliff at some point.
Here's how
what makes you think he will be different than everyone who ever lived?
I got him. Because Max Kellerman, no one ever said he'll never get old. No one ever said that his time won't come to an end. The issue and the debate is as it specifically pertains to the timetable you put on it. Hold on.
Yes.
Let me say this.
Based on
Hold on. You said within the next 18 months. Sure. That's the debate. Don't sit up there and just throw a blanket over it and say, is anybody immune to age?
Right.
No. You said
what I'm saying
18 months.
Sure, and I said it a couple months ago. It's fewer than 18 months now.
15
and what you're saying is, the crux of your argument seems to be, he's showing no signs of decline. And the point is, he won't until he falls off the cliff. You have not addressed that, except to say that he's well protected, he's in an era where the passer is protected, he takes good care of himself. You could say the same thing about other guys. I mean, there are other great quarterbacks who you could say the same thing about. Even in this era, I mentioned Peyton Manning. You mentioned neck surgery. He came back and set the all-time touchdown record after neck surgery and showed no signs of decline.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is that's wear and tear based on the injuries, the surgeries, et cetera, et cetera. In Tom Brady's case, with no evidence of that whatsoever, you're simply saying that Father Time, nothing else, just the fact that he's 39, he turns 40 this August 3rd.
Could result in injury.
Hold on. You're no, because I don't care.
That's part of it.
Forget it. Good, because you're trying to change the argument, and you're not listening to me.
Age results in injury.
What I'm saying to you is this. If you're 25 years old, an injury could take you out. You have led us to believe that nothing could happen to Tom Brady injury-wise. Nothing.
What?
You know, let me finish. Nothing could happen to him. And just by mere virtue of the fact that he's going to be 40 on August 3rd, his days are numbered. You've given him 15 to 16 months.
In fact,
that's what you've led us to believe.
Injury is a large part of the risk of decline.
Lord.
The other part of the risk, as it turns out, is natural variance in performance. But when your performance dips at an advanced age,
who doesn't know that?
You, along with everyone else, assumes its age, and the guy retires.
Who doesn't know that?
Listen,
if you get hurt, of course. But the point is, you said, Max Kellerman said, August 3rd is Tom Brady's 40th birthday.
Yep.
Right.
If this guy, just by mere virtue of the fact that he's turning 40, he's done within 18 months.
Year.
That's all.
Sure.
So all I know is he's had time to prepare, he's rested, he's got a boulder on his shoulder, so we better enjoy him now, right?
Yes,
we better enjoy the show. He's got to come back strong and enjoy it because we're kind of in the days here at this point.
So Tom Brady plays this year, doesn't get injured, just shows up every week. And what we're going to see, according to Max, within 15 to 16 months,
get him.
Bam!
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Mimi.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Right off the cliff.
Let's move on.
Don't bring me injuries.
Right up behind him. Mimi.
Okay.
All right.